Hi, my name is Matos and this is my Unit 7 speech. Today I'm going to be discussing the publishing process. Now, there are 5 extremely important steps in the publishing process and I'm going to talk about them today. The first has to do with your novel. The second has to do with searching for an agent. The third has to do with querying. The fourth has to do with submission, and the fifth and last is finally publication. The most important thing about getting a novel published is to first, of course, have a novel to publish. A lot of people struggle for years trying to come up with an idea, but unfortunately, without an idea to write a novel about, you can't really get anything published. Things to help you are to create flowcharts, diagrams, outlining, plotting, and create characters that you want to write about. Once you have the skeleton or the basis of your novel, you're going to begin drafting. Sometimes this takes several drafts, months, weeks, years, millennial, but eventually it'll get done if you are determined and dedicated to your story. Once you're done drafting your novel comes revision and editing. Grammar, flow of the chapter, paragraphs, characters, all come to play in this crucial process in novel writing. Now, it is not going to be perfect. Of course you are going to have a couple of grammatical errors. You're not an editor. Next comes searching for an agent. Now, a lot of people think that writing a novel and sending it off to a publisher is all you need to do to get a novel published. That is completely not the case. Sometimes it takes authors several years to get published. And most of that has to do with finding an agent. An agent is someone that's going to take your novel, help you make it the best it can be, and then sell it to a publisher before it gets published. Searching for an agent is perhaps the most important and crucial part in publishing a novel. You need to remember that in order to find the right agent, your agent has to publish the kind of books that you have already written. For example, if you have a young adult novel, you want to look for agents that are looking for young adult novels. Do your research. Compile a list, and then figure out which ones are your favorite. It's important to look for agents that you know already have experience in your genre. For example, if you know you like young adult mysteries, look up your favorite young adult mysteries, find the author's name, and then find the agents that that author is represented by. That is an easy way to find perfect agents for you to query. Once you've found all the agents you want to query, comes perhaps the most daunting process, the query process. The query process turns away a lot of writers in the very beginning because it can be a bit stressful. Sometimes you can wait 6 weeks to 6 months for a response from an agent. A query letter should go like this. Dear agent, I'm currently looking for representation for my young adult mystery novel called A Secret in the Walls, and it is complete at 85,000 words. Afterwards, you'll give them a couple of comparison novels, such as Little Monsters by Kara Thomas. Afterwards, you're going to give a very, very brief description of your novel, and it should not be more than 200 words. Afterwards, you can give a little paragraph about yourself. My name is Matos. I'm a freelance writer living in New York City, and I have never formally published a novel before, but I've had poems published and articles published in magazines. It should tell a little bit about you, a little bit about your writing experience, and if you're feeling a little feisty, you can add a couple personal things like how much you love Disney movies. But be careful, agents want no nonsense in their queries. Afterwards, you're going to sign your name and then post the first 5 pages to first chapter of your novel at the very bottom of the email. Never, ever, ever put attachments. Agents send any novels, any queries with attachments, like your novel or the first couple chapters, straight into the trash can. So absolutely do not do that. After you've queried your agents and someone decides to sign you, you go into what's called submission. Submission is when your agent takes your novel and sends it off to editors at publishing houses. For example, A Secret in the Walls was picked up by Anna Gabriel at the Gabriel Agency. I signed with her. We've edited my novel together, and now she's going to pitch it to different editors at publishing houses such as Simon & Schuster, HarperCollins, Macmillan, and Penguin Random House. All of these editors are going to read your novel and determine whether or not they like it. If they do like it, then you get an offer. The last process in the publishing process is, of course, publication. You've gotten an agent, you've gotten an editor, you've sold your novel to a publishing house, and now your novel is finally getting published. It usually takes about a year or two between querying and publication, but it'll all be worth it. And that is my Unit 7 speech. Thank you.